What are we talking about today? Well, we are going to talk about energy flow disruptors. What is it in our homes that don't give us the opportunity for ebb and flow, for our spaces to be happy, congruent with what it is our intentions are? Why are we feeling that we're struggling? And what does our spaces say to the reason behind that? What kind of pieces do we have in our space that actually is disrupting what our intentions are, how we want to create abundance, how we want to feel? Why aren't we feeling peaceful? Why are we not feeling tranquil? Why are we not feeling happy? Now, I can tell you it's not so simple when it's outside, but it is so, sorry, I'm playing with my camera here. It's so important that when you are walking inside your home from the outside, that there is a correct connection, a constant, not constant, what is the word? A welcoming connection, an immediate, that's the word. Immediate welcoming connection. Now, what you put into your home is what your home will give to you. So when we're talking about energy disruptors, and we are speaking about the front entrance, and whatever that may be, that front entrance could be as simple as you have the door open and you're right in your apartment and you can see everything. Or you are right into your room and you can see everything. Or it is a hallway leading up. But as soon as you open that door, what is the energy doing? How are you being greeted? So what kind of areas could you look at that maybe are disrupting that space? Maybe is disrupting the way you feel when you're first walking in. What is there? Is there a sea of shoes on the floor is there a whole bunch of junk mail? Are there items in your front area that are actually ready to leave, but they've been sitting there forever because you haven't taken the time? So anything that's sort of blocking in your hallway is blocking in your life. And it's also creating a feeling of, could be anguish, it could be self-doubt, it could be a feeling of disgust. And that can change in an instant. Because when you remove those energy disruptors, what is happening to your space? There is a clear flow. Now, it might not be the exact space you would like. Maybe the lighting is off. Well, that could be another energy disruptor. What about the light bulb? Can you put on a stronger light bulb? Can it become more bright? Another thing with hallways, if there's windows, have they been cleaned? Energy disruptors is dust, is dirt, because it's low vibrating. And yes, there is a lot of dust, but to go and Swiffer it and clean it and clear of it will just change the energy. Your room becomes brighter. It becomes happier. You walk in, you're being greeted now. And it's a completely different feel. So there you go with the energy flow of the front entrance. Let me know if you feel something when you're walking into your front entrance. Let me know if there's something in there that, you don't understand why it feels this way. We have Becca who's here. Hi, Becca. And we have Nisha. Hi, Nisha. Thank you for joining. So now let's see what else. Energy busters in our kitchen, or energy disturbers. in our kitchen. Our kitchen is really the heart of the home. And there is so much going on in the kitchen. It is actually the workhorse. We can have conversations going on in there. There's obviously cooking, there's prepping. There could be homework time. There could be sort of like serious meetings going on. Maybe there's a laptop. Maybe there's a Zoom. Maybe there's two of you having a conversation, a meeting in there. It could get heated. There is a lot of energies that happen in the kitchen. So what are some of the things that can allow you to create a more easier flow in that space? What is in there that maybe doesn't serve you? Are you having food items, cans or something like that? Or spices that are the expired date? Those are energy disruptors. What about if you open the drawer and you look at all your tea towels? What do they look like? Do you think that maybe a couple of them look more of rags? Well, put them with the rags. It doesn't really cost that much to change the tea towels, to change the cleaning cloths. Something like that changes the energy when you are cleaning. When you have good tools with you, it just makes a huge difference. So think about what it is in your kitchen. Do you feel like you're on overload? Sometimes we tend to have too many things that we put on the surfaces in our kitchen. And if they don't have a home, it allows you not to actually really focus on what it is that you want to focus on. Our minds are so bombarded these days. There is so much action going on outside. And coming home, you just want to really, be able to relax and set in. So going in the kitchen and opening and closing that cupboard or opening and closing that fridge and saying, there is food there, but I don't know what to make. You can't really think if you are bombarded with too much items. Maybe there's items that are broken. Maybe that there's items that actually don't belong in that space. Those are energy disruptors. It doesn't necessarily mean it's negative, but it means that it is taking away from what the essence of that space is. So let's look at the living room. So one of the biggest pieces in the living room is the TV. It's a huge piece of furniture, or I guess we wouldn't call it furniture, technology, that these days at some rooms take up a large space of the wall. Yes, you're hearing the transit. I live across the subway. There's the bus honking. Back to the TV. So now a TV can really be a negative sometimes, because it can bring in negative energy. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that, what is it that you're watching? What kind of emotions are going on in there? That's an energy buster, because you could be draining your space. Another energy buster is if there's a lot of paper sitting around. We're not so much in the newspapers right now, or stuff like maybe, you had bowl of popcorn and a glass, like a drink, and it's still sitting there from yesterday. Going in there and clearing what needs to be put away will then allow the space to be more peaceful and serene. A living room there's a lot of things that a living room supports. It supports conversation. It supports sitting there and reading. It definitely supports the TV, which is what we mentioned. It can support a phone call. You might have your phone and chat with somebody. So there's a lot of things that happen in the living room. It is a communal space. It is a place of gathering. But if there are so many energy disruptors in a space like the living room, what is that doing to you in terms of maybe wanting you to socialize? Maybe you want to have people over, but you look at your living room and you say, oh gosh, I can't have people over. This place, needs to be put together. That is all energy busters. And so again, I keep calling it busters, disruptors. I don't know why the buster needs to come out, but I guess it needs to come out for a reason. So, look around this space and see what it doesn't serve you. Absolutely the same echoes to each room when it comes to dust, when it comes to the baseboards, when it comes to the light fixtures, when it comes to the lights, what are the light bulbs, when it comes to the windows, when it comes to the furniture, how do you feel about the furniture? Is it feeling too cramped? Is there a flow space? If there's not a flow because energy moves around, then that becomes blocked. And when that becomes blocked, you start to feel blocked. You're already blocked. Another room that I want to touch upon is the bedroom. The bedroom. So, bedrooms, for the most part, the bed is the largest piece of furniture in the room. And when you have so many things sitting on other surfaces, such as night tables, such as dressers, such as a chair, such as the floor, we call that the floor drobe, if there's clothes on the floor. That is items that are not put where they belong. So they become energy disruptors because you cannot actually feel calm in that space. Your bedroom is a space for intimacy. If that is with a partner or that is with yourself, it is a space for you to relax. It's a space where you should be in dream state. It's a space where you should be able to sleep. Sleeping is a big, big issue these days. People are sleeping less. And a lot of it is because we all are on screen time. I mean, it's incredible. I can't believe how much screen time I'm on these days compared to 10 years ago, compared to 5 years ago. And now I'm telling myself I am not going to have the phone follow me wherever I go. I need to be away, but I have to be conscious. And being conscious of what is in your bedroom, that is an energy disruptor. What is inside your night tables? What is inside your closets? You think that when you close the door, you don't really feel it. You don't really sense that it's a difference. Well, let's go back to when we talked about the kitchen. And we said that in the kitchen, open up those cupboards and see what kind of food is expired. If you go into the cupboards and you do a clean sweep, let's just say one cupboard, let's just talk about the mugs and the dishes, and you do a clean sweep, you organize, you look at what you don't need anymore, you clean it, you clean the surface, you wipe it down with the spray. Then what happens? Well, what happens is it feels much better. There is a shift going on. The cupboard has shifted. And guess what? So have you. Because you close that cupboard and you walk past that cupboard and you're going to feel this lightness. So let's go back into the bedroom. Your closet. You can feel what's going on behind the closet. Your dressers. What is in your drawers? What is in the night table drawers? What is underneath the bed? Those are all energy disruptors. And that includes, once again, dust. I cannot tell you how much dust there is in a big city. Now, when it comes to dust, one of the good areas or suggestions that I would have, that I have on my list, is getting your ducts filters cleaned out, because when they are cleaned out, you are going to have less dust. But being in a large city, that definitely creates that. But I notice that I see that up north too. If it's in a smaller town, there is a lot sitting there. So having the opportunity to just do a walkthrough with a Swiffer and a broom will remove those energy disruptors. And let me see, the bathroom. The bathroom is such a key space as well. The bathroom in Feng Shui talks about wealth. The toilet can support us in abundance or can hinder us. It's water flowing. So water is current. So it's currency. Feng Shui, they are strong believers to make sure that that toilet seat is down when you flush. Keep the water underneath. Of course, there's other, factors of health factors as well, but keeping the toilet seat lid down makes a huge change. Now, I have something brand new that I am doing more and more research on, but I'm going to share it because it's just come in my to me this week. And there was a study done in Japan by Japanese businessmen. And the study was that they cleaned their toilet every single day. And that created more wealth. So I started doing that. I am on day, I think, 5. And I have to tell you, when I was given this information, I was saying, I know I have an Airbnb, and I know that when I have guests coming in and out, let's say every 5 days or something like that, and I clean that toilet seat, I noticed that, I didn't think about it, but I have always had, there's so many other factors to this, of course, but the guests that have scheduled their time to stay at my Airbnb, it was just nonstop, and I was booked for like 8 months. So that is really key. Now, with cleaning, I want to say, and we'll go in the bathroom, but we'll talk about it everywhere, and I mentioned it, is the kind of cleaning agents you have is so important. Is it non-toxic? Is it clean? You don't want to clean. You want to look at your labels. What do they have in there? Because there are disruptors, not energy disruptors, but health disruptors. There's, formaldehyde. There is, all of these different ingredients that you probably have been told, sulfates. So many, really, really check. But many people have now given us this beautiful opportunity. I see it all the time on Instagram, to make your own products. This is a beautiful homemade spray that I love. It's made with clean soap, filtered water, and then I put thieves in. Now, thieves, you can get, it's an essential oil. And my thieves come from Young Living. I've seen thieves in other essential oils, and with doTERRA, it would be On Guard. And it smells so good. And when you clean, you feel happy. And you're happy when you're cleaning, and that is creating such a beautiful energy of love, tranquility, abundance, happiness, wanting to be there. It changes everything. That itself is an energy disruptor. When you are cleaning with clean products, when you're cleaning with happiness, the intention, how you clean, is just as important as how you speak. How do you speak? What words are you saying to yourself? What are you saying about cleaning? Are you having fun? If not, think of things to make you have fun. Maybe listen to a podcast, talk to a friend, have great smelling cleaners. It makes all the difference because everything around us is energy. We are energy, and this glass is energy, the juice is energy. We know about the water experiments done with Mr. Emoto about, being positive and saying wonderful things to our water, and then also having other water and saying lots of horrible negative things, and how both of the waters look so different. The waters that are loved have these gorgeous crystals, the crystalline. The water that is berated is dark and dirty, and it feels low vibrating. And so that is the same thing with the energy of our home, with the energy of ourself, with how we think about our home. So when you are transforming your space, and I do want to mention that I am putting together a workshop. It's called how to love your home. How do you love your home again? It's spring. We are in equinox tomorrow. There's a huge shift going on, and it's feeling so much heavier than it ever has before. I find we're more tired. A lot of us are releasing so much because of our health, and there is going to be a beautiful change going on, but it is a little bit, I want to say the word daunting, but also it feels very, very heavy. But when we are creating spaces that we feel good when we're in it, we feel good when we pass by it, it shifts. When your room shifts, you shift. When you shift, oh my goodness, all the abundance comes to you. You feel more conscious. You're more aware of beautiful gifts that are right in front of you. You can hear things, you can see things, opportunities become all around. And that is the beauty of what I, as a house coach, like to always let people know, that if you have the respect and the love for your home has your back. 100%. And there is such a beautiful connection between the two of you. Your space and you. And so if you have any questions, if you want to connect with me, I'm always open for a breakthrough session. They last for about 25 minutes. We go through, it's complimentary. I'm going to put the link in. Or you know what? I am not going to put it in because I'm not that quick and savvy. But just go to HouseCoach Anja, Anja, and go in there and book a time. If you're interested in the workshop is on a donation basis. It's tomorrow at 7 Eastern time. What it is it's an hour and a half. It's 90 minutes. Go on the workshop. We're going to be choosing a room. You're going to pick a room. We're going to do a mini meditation. We're going to do an exercise. And then we're going to talk about the different areas, and you're going to start to have a clearer and better vision of what it is that, I'm not really sure what it is that I want a change, but I know I want to change. Everyone loves spring. Spring is about, making a place more happier, removing the cobwebs, opening the windows, bringing in the fresh air. And that's what we are going to be connecting with. Thank you so much for being on for today. It was such a pleasure. And I look forward to connecting you one-on-one, in person, and also back here. If you have watched it live and you liked it, please give me a like, a love. And if you are watching it on the replay, let me know, a like or a love, so I know that you have connected to it. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of this beautiful day, and happy spring equinox.